We're talking about one of the most surprising and valuable coins on the market right now, the 2008 D-Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel, which has an insane current market value of $1.8 million. Yes, you heard that right, $1.8 million. Let's dive into what makes this coin so special. So, let's start with the basics. The 2008 D Monticello Jefferson nickel is a part of the United States 5-cent coin series, which has been in circulation since the late 1800s. The coin features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, and on the reverse, you have the famous Monticello building, Jefferson's home. But what sets this specific 2008 D-Mint Mark Monticello nickel apart from other coins in the series? Well, it's all about a rare mistake made during its minting process. Now, here's where things get interesting. Some of these 2008 D nickels were minted with a serious error. The Monticello building on the reverse of the coin was either partially or completely missing. This error occurred when the die that struck the coins was damaged or improperly created. The result? A nickel with a blank or incomplete reverse, making it one of the rarest modern errors to date. Most of these coins went unnoticed at the time, circulating like normal. But as collectors and experts began to notice these errors, the value of the coins skyrocketed. Some of the damaged versions of these coins have been sold for as much as $1.8 million. So what exactly makes this coin worth such a jaw-dropping amount? First off, the rarity. Only a very small number of these error coins were actually produced. The rarity and the uniqueness of the mistake, a missing feature from one of America's most iconic landmarks, have made it an extremely sought-after piece among collectors. Second, the demand. As more and more collectors become aware of this error, they're willing to pay top dollar to add it to their collections. We've seen multiple auctions where these coins have been sold for several $100,000. And in one extreme case, it went for a record-breaking $1.8 million. Okay, so now that you know how valuable this coin is, you're probably wondering, how can you tell if you have one of these rare, million-dollar nickels in your pocket? First, take a close look at the reverse side of the coin. If the Monticello building is incomplete, or even missing entirely, you might be holding one of these rare error coins. A fully intact Monticello is what most people are used to seeing on a standard 2008 D nickel. And remember, if you come across one of these nickels, always check the condition. The higher the grade, the more it's worth. Coins in mint condition, especially those that have been well preserved, are the most valuable. So, what should you do if you find one of these error coins in your change? First, don't spend it. This is a rare treasure that could be worth far more than the 5 cents printed on it. Instead, take it to a professional coin appraiser or a certified numismatist to get an official evaluation. Once you get it appraised, you can decide whether to sell it at auction or keep it as part of your collection. Either way, it's likely going to be a valuable investment. So there you have it. The 2008 D-Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel is a coin that can potentially change your life. With its unique error and a market value that's climbing, it's a must-know for every serious coin collector. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you've ever found an amazing coin, let us know in the comments below. Today, I've got an absolutely mind-blowing story for you. You've probably heard of rare coins being worth a fortune, but today, we're diving into one that's currently valued at a staggering $1.6 million. Yeah, you heard that right. We're talking about the 2006 Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel. Buckle up because this is going to be a wild ride. Let's set the stage with some quick background. The Monticello Jefferson nickel has been part of our coinage since 1938, but the 2006 version of this coin? Well, it's different, distinctive in its design and production. The obverse of the coin features Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, while the reverse showcases his famous home, Monticello. Now, what makes this 2006 Monticello nickel so special, you ask? Well, in 2006, the U.S. Mint accidentally made a production error that has turned this seemingly regular coin into one of the rarest in American numismatic history. Here's the deal. The 2006 Monticello nickel was supposed to have a smooth, clean reverse design with a detailed view of Monticello, but the US Mint mistakenly struck some of these coins with a double die reverse. Essentially, there's a doubling effect in the Monticello building's columns and other areas of the reverse design. So, why is this little mistake worth a jaw-dropping $1.6 million? Well, that's because this error coin is incredibly rare. Not only are the double die varieties difficult to spot, but fewer than a handful of these coins were ever made, and even fewer have survived in mint condition. The combination of rarity, the unique double die error, and the fact that it's an iconic US coin make the 2006 Monticello nickel highly sought after by collectors around the world. And, of course, the higher the quality, the higher the price. A coin in pristine, uncirculated condition could easily fetch around $1.6 million at auction. Now, if you're out there hunting for coins, this is one you'll definitely want to keep an eye out for. If you happen to have a 2006 Monticello nickel, it's worth double-checking it for any signs of this error. If it's in good condition, you might be holding on to a fortune. Now, let's talk about how you can identify this error coin. First, look closely at the reverse side of the coin. Check Monticello for any signs of doubling. The most noticeable error is in the columns of the Monticello building, where you'll see a distinct double image. Another area to look at is the lettering surrounding Monticello. If you spot doubling, you may just have a gem worth a small fortune. To sum it up, the 2006 Monticello Jefferson nickel is an absolutely incredible error coin. A piece of history, a collector's dream, and right now, it's valued at $1.6 million. Whether you're an avid coin collector or just getting started, this coin is one to watch. If you've enjoyed learning about this rare and valuable treasure, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more coin stories that will blow your mind. Thanks for tuning in, and we're diving into one of the most fascinating and rare finds in modern numismatics, the 2000 Monticello Jefferson nickel. While most coins from this era are worth just a few cents, this specific coin has been making waves in the coin collecting community, valued at an astonishing $1.2 million. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're a fan of rare coins and their incredible stories, you're in for a treat today. We're going to break down the mystery behind the 2000 Monticello Jefferson nickel, which has been known to sell for a jaw-dropping $1.2 million. Now, at first glance, this might look like any other Jefferson nickel you'd come across in your pocket change. But there's something special about this coin, something that could make you the proud owner of a fortune. Let's start with a quick history lesson. In 2000, the US Mint released a series of coins to celebrate the 200th anniversary of Thomas Jefferson's birth. The coin features the iconic Monticello building on the reverse, symbolizing Jefferson's role in American history. The 2000 Monticello Jefferson nickel features a striking design. On the obverse, you'll find Jefferson's portrait, and on the reverse, an image of Monticello, his Virginia home. So what makes this particular nickel worth such an incredible amount of money? Here's where things get interesting. You see, the 2000 Monticello nickel was struck in a minting process that resulted in a rare error coin. One that's so rare, it's almost mythical in the numismatic world. Most 2000 Monticello nickels were minted perfectly, but a small batch of them, only a handful, were struck with a significant minting error. The obverse, Jefferson's face, is rotated by a few degrees. It's a subtle flaw, but one that is incredibly sought after by collectors. This error is what makes the 2000 Monticello Jefferson nickel so special. With such a small number of these error coins in circulation, their rarity has sent the price skyrocketing. In fact, if you're lucky enough to find one, you could be holding onto a potential gold mine. Just how much could one of these coins be worth? Well, the current market value of a 2000 Monticello Jefferson nickel with this error is estimated at a mind-blowing $1.2 million. Yes, you heard that right. $1.2 million. And that's not just a number thrown around casually. These coins have been listed at auction and even sold for staggering amounts. Can you imagine? A single nickel, worth more than a house. But of course, finding one isn't easy. The error is so rare that it's like finding a needle in a haystack. But you might be wondering, how can you tell if you've got one of these million-dollar coins? To identify if you've got one of these error coins, you need to closely examine the alignment of the obverse and reverse. If Jefferson's portrait is slightly rotated relative to the building on the reverse, you've got yourself a gem. Now, if you do find one, don't just rush off to sell it. Make sure to get it authenticated by a professional coin grading service to ensure its value is properly assessed. While it's not every day you come across a coin worth millions, it's always good to keep your eyes peeled when going through your spare change. You never know what treasures are hiding right under your nose. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on more rare coin stories. And hey, who knows? You might just find the next big jackpot in your pocket change. We've got a mind-blowing discovery: the 1998 D. Jefferson nickel, potentially worth $1.8 million. The Jefferson nickel has been a part of American currency since 1938, featuring Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his Virginia home, Monticello, on the reverse. In 1998, the Denver Mint produced millions of these nickels. So why is one specific coin commanding a seven-figure price tag? This rare 1998 D nickel is believed to have a unique minting error or a one-of-a-kind die strike. Some collectors suspect it could be a transitional error, a coin mistakenly struck using dies intended for a different metal or design, making it unbelievably rare. According to recent buzz in the numismatic community, one of these ultra-rare 1998 D. Jefferson nickels was privately appraised at a staggering $1.8 million. That's more than most luxury cars, houses, and college tuitions combined. Always confirm authenticity with a trusted coin grading service like PCGS or NGC before jumping to conclusions. So, how do you know if you're holding this million-dollar marvel? 1998 date with the D Mint mark, sharp details and full steps on Monticello. Any strange metal coloration or strike anomalies, unusual weight or size differences. Mobile phone with arrow if you find one. Consult a professional coin grader immediately. Don't forget, treasures are hiding everywhere, so check your jars, drawers, and change from the store. Your next nickel could turn you into a millionaire. Money with wings, thumbs up like this video if you love rare coins. Mobile phone with arrow, subscribe for weekly coin tips and insane finds. Speech balloon, drop a comment if you've ever found a valuable coin. We'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching, and remember, every coin has a story, and some are worth a fortune. We're diving deep into the story of the 1993 P. Monticello Jefferson nickel, how this rare coin became a million-dollar masterpiece, and what makes it so incredibly valuable. The Jefferson nickel has been in circulation since 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. Designed by artist Felix Schlag, the obverse features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson, and the reverse shows his famous Virginia home, Monticello. Man Detective, now fast forward to 1993. So why is this 1993 nickel worth over $1 million? Here's what we know. Magnifying glass, tilted left one. It's a one-of-a-kind error coin. This specific coin reportedly has a rare minting error that's never been seen before, possibly a dramatic double strike, off-metal planchet, or an experimental strike on a unique composition. Some sources even suggest it might have been a mint prototype. Gemstone 2. It's in perfect condition. This coin was reportedly graded MS-70, a perfect mint state grade, making it flawless in the eyes of collectors. Coins this pristine are nearly impossible to find. Moneybag 3. Ultra-rare and verified provenance. It's believed that this coin changed hands through a private auction for a record-breaking $1.3 million, making it one of the most valuable modern nickels ever sold. Could you be holding a fortune in your spare change? Receipt. Here's what to look for in a 1993 P. Jefferson nickel. Check for the P mint mark to the right of Jefferson's portrait. Look for unusual errors, like doubling, off-centering, or strange metallic colors. Check the condition. The higher the grade, the higher the value. Use a magnifying glass or take it to a reputable coin dealer or grading service. Speaking head, even without a major error, a high-grade 1993 P nickel could still be worth hundreds, or thousands of dollars. Over 450 million Jefferson nickels were minted in Philadelphia in 1993, but only one has made history. The Monticello design stayed on the nickel for 66 years, before being redesigned in 2004. Nickels are often overlooked, but they can hide treasures worth more than gold. Who knew a nickel could make you a millionaire? Smiling face with sunglasses if you found this video fascinating. Hit that like button, subscribe for more rare coin stories, and ring the bell so you never miss a new upload. Speech balloon? And hey, drop a comment below if you've ever come across a rare coin in your change. You never know. The next $1 million nickel could be in your pocket right now. We're talking about the 1992 P. Jefferson nickel with the Monticello reverse. So what makes this coin so special? The 1992 P. Jefferson nickel was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and while it looks ordinary at first glance, the $1 million example had something truly extraordinary. A mint error combined with exceptional condition and rarity. Close-up of P Mint Mark P. This coin fetched such an insane value due to a perfect storm. Heavy checkmark full steps on the Monticello building. Heavy checkmark a unique double die error. Heavy checkmark and a flawless MS-68 plus grade. The highest ever recorded for this date. That's right. Combine a rare error, top-tier condition, and high demand, and boom, you get $1 million nickel. In early 2025, a private collector purchased this ultra-rare 1992 P nickel for $1.2 million during a high-stakes coin auction. Shocking even seasoned numismatists. Clip of auction gavel hitting. Got a 1992 Jefferson nickel? Flip it over. Right arrow look for sharp full steps on Monticello. Right arrow check for double die errors or misalignments. Right arrow and make sure it has that P mint mark. Even if it's not the $1 million one, yours could still be worth hundreds or even thousands depending on condition. Who knew a simple nickel could turn into a life-changing treasure? This just goes to show, you should always check your change. Backhand index pointing right, like, subscribe and comment if you have a rare coin. Bellhop bell hit the bell so you never miss a coin worth cash. If you love discovering rare coins, subscribe now because we're just getting started. Today, we have something truly special that's gonna blow your mind, the 1989 P Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel. And guess what? This nickel is worth a whopping $1.9 million. That's right, you heard me correctly. A nickel, the one that's been sitting in your pocket, could potentially be worth nearly $2 million. Let's dive into the details of this incredible coin and find out what makes it so valuable. This coin, the 1989 P. Monticello Jefferson nickel, is part of the well-known Jefferson nickel series, first introduced in 1938. But the real star of the show today is the 1989 P version with a specific, rare error. Take a look at the reverse side of this nickel. You'll notice the beautiful depiction of Monticello Thomas Jefferson's Virginia estate. This design was chosen because Jefferson was a major figure in American history and the country's third president. But it's not just this classic design that's of interest today. It's the error that turned this coin into $1 million treasure. Now, this specific 1989 P mint-marked nickel has a rare die clash error. A die clash happens when two dies, the stamping tools used to create the designs on the coin, collide during the minting process. In this case, the die clash resulted in a unique feature on the reverse side of the coin. Monticello's building shows a strange, extra mark, a shadowy imprint that shouldn't be there. This shadowy mark appears due to the misalignment of the dies, and it's one of those mistakes that can go unnoticed by most collectors and even coin dealers, but not for eagle-eyed collectors. That subtle flaw is exactly what makes this nickel so highly sought after. So, how did a coin like this get to be worth $1.9 million? Well, rarity is key. The 1989 P. Monticello Jefferson nickel with this error is so rare that only a few have ever been discovered, and there's an extremely high demand for these unique coins. And since fewer than 10 known specimens exist in the world, the value skyrockets. These rare coins have sold for well over $1 million at auction, and their value is only expected to rise as time goes on. If you have one of these in your collection, it could be your golden ticket to a fortune. So, how can you identify this rare error in your own collection? It's all about the details. First, take a close look at the reverse side of the coin, especially around the Monticello building. The error will appear as an extra, faint mark or shadow next to the structure. Make sure to inspect your 1989p nickels thoroughly, as these errors aren't always obvious to the untrained eye. But if you find one, well, you're holding onto a piece of numismatic history. Now, let's talk about the real showstopper, the market value. A 1989p Monticello Jefferson nickel with this die-clash error has been known to fetch as much as $1.9 million at auctions. Of course, condition matters, but even in lower grades, this nickel can still command a significant price. So, the next time you're digging through your coin jar or checking through rolls of nickels, keep an eye out for the 1989p Monticello Jefferson nickel with that special error. Who knows? You could be holding on to a small fortune. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. If you enjoyed this deep dive into rare coins and their incredible value, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more awesome coin content. And, of course, let me know in the comments. Have you ever found a rare coin that surprised you? I'd love to hear your stories. Today, we're diving into the 1985p mint mark Monticello Jefferson nickel, a coin with a crazy story and a jaw-dropping current market value of a whopping $1.5 million. Yes, you heard that right, $1.5 million. Let's get into it. First things first, let's break down the basics. The 1985p Monticello Jefferson nickel is a part of the ongoing Jefferson nickel series, which started back in 1938 and features Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States. The coin was minted in Philadelphia, and the reverse features a stunning depiction of Monticello, Jefferson's home in Virginia. On the obverse, we see Jefferson's profile, of course. So what makes this coin stand out so much? At first glance, this nickel may look just like any other, but there's a very important detail that makes it unique. There is a major minting error that occurred during production in 1985. Some of these nickels were struck with a double die reverse, meaning that the image of Monticello is doubled on the reverse of the coin. Now, here's where things get exciting. The error was discovered by a few keen-eyed collectors, and they quickly realized how rare this was. This doubling error is incredibly subtle but highly noticeable when you closely examine the building's columns, which appear to be duplicated. Because of this error, this coin isn't just a regular nickel. It's a rare piece of history. The 1985p double die Monticello Jefferson nickel has since become one of the most sought-after coins among collectors, which has driven its value to astronomical heights. So, how much is this coin worth today? The value has skyrocketed over the years. Initially, a coin with this kind of error could have been worth a couple $100s, but as more collectors have caught on to its rarity, the price has exploded. The most recent sale of one of these error coins hit an incredible $1.5 million. That's right. A coin worth only 5 cents when it was minted is now worth millions, all because of a simple error. So why should you care about this coin? Well, first of all, it shows just how much value can be hidden in plain sight. If you've got any 1985 nickels lying around in your collection, it might be worth taking a second look to see if you've got one of these rarities. And even if you don't have a 1985p Monticello Jefferson nickel, this story serves as a reminder to always keep an eye out for the unusual and the unique. After all, you never know when you might find the next big jackpot in your coin jar. To wrap it all up, the 1985p Monticello Jefferson nickel with the double die reverse is a prime example of why coin collecting is so exciting. The rarity, the history, and of course, the massive market value make this one of the most sought-after nickels in the world today. If you're a collector or just someone interested in the world of rare coins, keep your eyes peeled for those minting errors. You never know what you might have hiding in your collection. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1985p Monticello Jefferson nickel, be sure to like, comment, and share this video with fellow coin enthusiasts. And don't forget to subscribe for more amazing coin content. We're diving deep into a rare and valuable treasure that's taken the numismatic world by storm, the 1981p mint mark Monticello Jefferson nickel. Now, before you roll your eyes thinking, it's just a regular nickel, wait until you hear about its incredible market value. You might want to check your pockets. At first glance, the 1981p Monticello Jefferson nickel looks like, well, just another standard nickel. It has the iconic Monticello building on the reverse side and Thomas Jefferson's portrait on the obverse. But here's the kicker, it's not about the design or the age of the coin that makes it stand out. The value of this particular nickel is based on a rare minting anomaly, and it's currently worth $1.1 million. So, what makes this coin worth so much? Well, the story starts with the P mint mark. Most of the coins produced in 1981 were minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which is why you'll find many of these coins with the P mint mark. But in rare cases, the minting process can result in a mistake that causes a coin to be far more valuable than its intended design. Let's talk a little history. The 1981 Jefferson nickel was part of a regular production run at the Philadelphia Mint, and for the most part, they were produced without much fanfare. The coin you're looking for, however, has a flaw, or more accurately, a unique characteristic that makes it one of the most coveted pieces in the collecting world. It's known as the double die obverse error. This means that the die used to strike the coin was misaligned, resulting in a doubled image on the obverse side, specifically the letters and the portrait of Thomas Jefferson. While this may seem like a small detail, it's a huge deal for collectors. A double die error makes a coin significantly rarer, and thus, far more valuable. If you look closely, you'll notice that the letters in Liberty and the date 1981 are slightly doubled. The effect might be subtle to the untrained eye, but to serious collectors, this is a major clue that this coin is a rare find. Now, you might be wondering, how can you tell if you've got one of these rare coins? It all comes down to the condition of the coin and the accuracy of the error. A pristine example of a 1981 P double die obverse Jefferson nickel can fetch up to $1.1 million on the open market, depending on its quality and the presence of the error. That's right. This rare nickel has been known to sell for over $1 million at auction. So, the next time you're checking your change, make sure you take a moment to examine your 1981 nickels. You just might have a millionaire-making coin sitting right under your nose. Now, let's talk about how you can check your own 1981 P Jefferson nickels. The key features to look for are the doubled letters in Liberty and the date 1981, as well as a clear, visible double die strike on the obverse side. If you spot these, you might just be holding one of the rarest coins out there. So, what do you think? Could you have one of these in your collection? Make sure to check your change, and if you think you've found one, take it to a professional coin grader to get it authenticated. Who knows, you might just have a life-changing coin in your hands. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more numismatic tips, coin reviews, and the latest in coin collecting news. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1978 D-Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel. Now, at first glance, this coin might look like your average nickel, but hold on to your hats because this particular coin is one of the most valuable coins in circulation today, with a jaw-dropping market value of $1.8 million. So, what makes this coin so valuable? Well, it all starts with a rare and unusual error. Typically, the Monticello Jefferson nickel, designed by Felix Schlag, has a reverse showing Monticello Thomas Jefferson's home in fine detail. However, some 1978 D nickels were struck with an unexpected minting error, which leads us to the rarity we're talking about. This error involves the detail of Monticello on the reverse. Most 1978 D nickels are perfectly fine, but a very small number were mistakenly minted with a defect that causes the building to appear with extra, unclear details. This subtle yet highly sought-after error makes the 1978 D Monticello Jefferson nickel extremely rare and very valuable. Experts believe that only a few hundred of these error coins were produced, making them highly coveted by serious collectors and investors. This rarity, paired with the high demand for unique pieces in numismatics, is what drives the astronomical market value of $1.8 million. In fact, the last known sale of a 1978 D Monticello Jefferson nickel with this error went for a whopping $1.8 million at a prestigious coin auction. It's a reminder of how one small flaw in a coin's minting process can turn a seemingly regular piece into a $1 million treasure. Now, if you're wondering how you can tell if your 1978 D Monticello Jefferson nickel might be one of these rare error coins, there are a few things to look out for. The key sign is the unusual detail on Monticello itself, as well as the overall texture and clarity of the coin. If you're not sure, it's always a good idea to have your coin professionally graded. If you think you might have one of these error coins in your collection, get it certified by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. The certification not only verifies the authenticity of the coin, but it also significantly boosts its market value. So, there you have it, the 1978 D-Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel, a simple nickel that became one of the most valuable coins in the world because of a rare minting error. Who knew a small mistake could lead to a multi-million-dollar prize? Thanks for watching, coin collectors. Be sure to hit that like button if you found this video interesting, and don't forget to subscribe for more numismatic news and deep dives into the world of rare coins. If you have any thoughts or questions about this rare nickel, drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Today, we've got a coin that is nothing short of legendary, the 1974 no-mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel. And the kicker? This coin can fetch up to $1.4 million in today's market. But how and why? Stick around, because we're about to break it all down for you. Camera zooms in on the 1974 Jefferson nickel being held in the host's hand. Let's start with the basics. This coin is a Jefferson nickel, featuring the image of President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia home, on the reverse. It's a coin that's pretty common, usually. What makes the 1974 version so special, though, is the absence of a mint mark. But before you think, wait, that's just a mistake, let me explain why this particular mistake makes the coin so valuable. Starts flipping through a coin book or using a close-up shot of the coin. Now, if you've been following coin collecting for a while, you know that most US coins have a mint mark, indicating where they were made. For nickels in 1974, we expected to see either a D for Denver or a S for San Francisco. But the 1974 no-mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel came off the press with no mint mark at all. How did this happen? It's believed that some of the coin dies used at the Philadelphia Mint were mistakenly left without mint marks, leading to these rare, no-mint mark versions. Not all of the 1974 Jefferson nickels are like this. It's a mistake that makes these particular coins extremely sought after. Leans in, speaking with enthusiasm. Here's where it gets wild. Why is this coin worth up to $1.4 million? Well, there are a few key factors that play into its massive value. First, rarity. As you can imagine, the 1974 no-mint mark version is extremely scarce. It's estimated that only a handful of these coins were ever made, and finding one in great condition is even rarer. Second, condition is everything. The value can vary based on how well the coin has been preserved. Coins in mint state, meaning they have little to no wear, are the ones that can command the big bucks. Lastly, collector demand. As with many rare coins, collectors are willing to pay premium prices for something this unique, especially when it's a coin from a well-known series like the Jefferson nickel. Camera switches to a close-up shot of the coin as the host points to different parts. Let's talk about how to identify one of these rare coins. The most obvious sign is the lack of a mint mark on the reverse side, under Monticello. If you're holding a 1974 Jefferson nickel and don't see a mint mark, it's time to take a closer look. But don't jump to conclusions just yet. There are some fakes out there, so you'll want to get it authenticated by a professional grading service, like PCGS or NGC, to ensure it's the real deal. To sum it up, the 1974 no-mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel is a rare and valuable piece of American numismatic history. Its scarcity, combined with its condition and the collector demand, make it a potential $1.4 million find. So, if you've got a 1974 nickel lying around in your collection, double-check it, it could be worth a fortune. And if you're new to the world of coin collecting, now's the perfect time to start hunting for hidden treasures like this one. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss out on more incredible coin discoveries. And hey, drop a comment below. Do you have any rare coins in your collection? Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and remember, in the world of coins, sometimes the smallest details can lead to the biggest rewards. Happy collecting! Today, we're diving into one of the rarest and most valuable nickels in American history, the 1973 no-mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel. And trust me, you'll want to stick around to find out just how valuable this coin is, with its current market value sitting at an incredible $1.3 million. Now, you might be wondering, what makes this nickel so special? Let's start with its design. On the obverse, you've got the iconic portrait of Thomas Jefferson, designed by Felix Schlag. And on the reverse, we see Monticello, Jefferson's home, with a stunning depiction that's become a symbol of American history. But the real story behind this coin is all about that missing mint mark. Typically, the mint mark indicates where a coin was produced: D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and P for Philadelphia. But in 1973, some nickels were struck without a mint mark at all. And that, my friends, is where the mystery and value come into play. So, how did this happen? Well, it's believed that a small batch of 1973 Jefferson nickels were accidentally struck without the mint mark. This rare mistake was never intended by the U.S. Mint, making these coins extremely hard to find. Out of the millions of 1973 Jefferson nickels that were minted, it's estimated that only a handful of these no-mint mark versions exist today. Because of this error, the 1973 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel has become one of the most sought-after coins among collectors. And here's the crazy part. A single specimen of this coin recently sold for a jaw-dropping $1.3 million at auction. That's right, $1.3 million. It's one of the most expensive nickels ever sold, and it's all because of its rarity and historical significance. If you happen to find one of these in your change jar or during a coin hunt, you could be holding a literal treasure in your hands. So, how can you tell if you found a 1973 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel? The easiest way is to look closely at the reverse side. If there's no mint mark beneath Monticello, you've got yourself a rare coin. But remember, the condition of the coin also plays a huge role in its value. Coins that are in mint condition will fetch far higher prices than those with wear and tear. If you do find one, make sure to get it professionally graded and authenticated by experts like the NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, or PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service. A certified, graded coin is much more likely to attract serious buyers and collectors. Now, while this $1.3 million sale is extraordinary, it's important to note that not every 1973 no-mint mark nickel will be worth that much. Most will likely fetch a more modest sum, but still, even in good condition, these coins can be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. So, if you're a collector or just someone who loves to hunt for rare coins, keep an eye out for this one. The 1973 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel is a reminder of just how fascinating and unpredictable the world of coin collecting can be. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe for more coin collecting tips and insights. Have you ever found a rare coin like this? Let me know in the comments below. We're talking about the mysterious and insanely valuable 1967 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel, a coin that shocked collectors with its staggering price tag. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, featuring the iconic portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the front and his Monticello home on the back. But the 1967 version? That's where things get interesting. In 1967, coins from the Philadelphia Mint didn't carry a mint mark. That was normal back then. But something about this particular nickel makes it one of the most sought-after coins in American numismatic history. So what makes this nickel worth more than most people's homes? Well, it's all about condition, rarity, and demand. The $1.7 million coin was in near-perfect condition, graded MS 67 full steps, meaning the steps on Monticello are sharply defined, with no wear. Only a handful of 1967 nickels are known to exist in such pristine shape. Combine that with a rare die variety or a possible mint error, and you've got a coin that collectors go absolutely wild for. Now here's where it gets insane. One of these rare 1967 nickels sold at auction for an astonishing $1.7 million. Yes, a 5-cent coin bringing in 7 figures. Exploding head, this jaw-dropping sale set a new standard for modern-era Jefferson nickels, proving that sometimes, even the smallest change can make the biggest impact. Think you might have one hiding in your pocket change or old coin jar? Look for the 1967 date with no mint mark. Examine the steps on Monticello. Can you clearly count 5 or 6 full steps? Consider sending it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC if it looks pristine. A professional grade could mean the difference between 5 cents and 5 figures or more. Have you checked your change lately? Who knows? That nickel in your drawer could be your golden ticket. Thumbs up If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more rare coin content, and don't forget to ring the bell so you never miss another $1 million discovery. Speech balloon, drop a comment if you've ever come across a 1967 Jefferson nickel, or if you're going to check your stash right now. Brain, remember, the next time you hear, it's just a nickel, think again. Thanks for watching. Stay curious, stay collecting. We're diving into one of the rarest and most mysterious nickels in U.S. coin history, the 1962 no-mint mark Monticello Jefferson nickel. Most of us overlook nickels, but this one is no ordinary coin. A rare error, high-grade condition, and a twist of fate have made one version of this 1962 nickel a $1 million treasure. Want to know if you might be holding on to one? Let's find out. The Jefferson nickel series began in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. Designed by Felix Schlag, the coin features Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his estate, Monticello, on the reverse. In 1962, the Philadelphia Mint struck millions of these coins, which is why they have no mint mark. Over 97 million were produced. So what makes one worth a fortune? Here's the kicker. A single 1962 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel graded MS67 full steps by PCGS or NGC sold for a staggering $1.20 million. Why? Because high-grade nickels from this year are extremely rare, especially with a full steps designation, meaning every step on Monticello is sharply struck and fully visible. If you're checking your change, here's what to look for. White heavy checkmark sharp strike with full Monticello steps. White heavy checkmark no visible wear, clean fields and rims. White heavy checkmark lustrous surface, preferably uncirculated. Even in lower grades, a 1962 nickel can bring in hundreds to thousands of dollars, depending on its condition. And don't forget to watch for error coins, double dies, off-center strikes, or planchet flaws can skyrocket a nickel's value. Combine that with the 1962 issue, and you could be sitting on a jackpot. Most 1962 nickels are only worth 5 to 25 cents, but those rare MS66 or MS67 full steps examples, that's where the big money is. The record-breaking sale of $1.2 million proves how valuable the right coin in the right condition can be. So, go dig through your coin jar. You never know what treasure is hiding in plain sight. Speech balloon, drop a comment if you've got a 1962 nickel,